Good morning! Today I will be making mapo tofu for my parents for breakfast. This is my mom's recipe as usual, so it's really simple and pretty much fail-proof. There are usually 3 kinds of tofu you can find in Chinese grocery stores. Medium firm is the one we will need for this recipe. Now, step 1 is to prepare the tofu by cutting them into even-sized cubes. I always find this part super therapeutic. I love to make this dish for a Chinese breakfast because it comes together really easily and just the process as a whole is a great way to wake up. Okay, fill a pot with cold water and add in your tofu. Then turn on the heat to high and keep an eye on it until it boils. While we're waiting, we are going to prepare our aromatics. So I'm just chopping up some of the chives from our garden. You can also use green onions. Peel a garlic, that's my trick to getting the skin off easily. Just mince it up, doesn't have to be too fine or anything. And then we're going to repeat that with ginger. I like to peel it with a spoon. So once again, mince them pretty finely and combine that together with the garlic and set aside. When your pot of water starts to bubble like this, season it with a little bit of salt and wait 1 minute. This step is the secret to not getting watery mapo tofu because you are shocking the tofu and essentially trapping all the moisture inside. Now drain it and set it aside. We're ready to cook. Use a non-stick pan, turn on medium-high heat, and add in some oil. Now all the amounts and ingredient list will be in the description box down below. One reminder here is to keep an eye on the heat. If you find that it's browning in any way, turn it down. You only want tiny bubbles like that. Okay, now we're ready for the star ingredient that gives this dish its signature fragrance. This is chili bean sauce. It's made with fermented soybean. It's so flavorful. So I like to put in a generous scoop and a half. You can screenshot this and bring it to any Asian grocery stores and they will be able to find it for you. This is when your kitchen is going to smell amazing. And I know it looks intimidatingly spicy, trust me it's not. If you can handle sriracha, you can handle this. Now I'm just adding in my ground pork. A good mapo tofu needs the right meat to tofu ratio, so you don't want large chunks of meat anywhere. Alright, when your meat is white and cooked, you're going to add in your tofu. The reason why we use medium firm tofu is so that it doesn't break apart right now. But I still like to be careful and use this scooping up motion. To make the sauce, add in your chicken stock, your soy sauce, and season with a little bit of sugar. Give it a little stir so all the flavors come together. Now we're going to turn the heat down to low and let it sit for a minute or 2. If it's not your first time making this dish, I'd love for you to try eyeballing the seasonings with this recipe. And you can always taste as you go. I want mine to be a little sweeter. To finish off, I'm going to dust on a little bit of white pepper. I challenge you to try your best to recreate the flavor that's in your memory. The last step is one of my favorite Chinese cooking techniques. You are mixing together cornstarch with some cold water, and when you add that into a hot liquid, it will immediately thicken it up. Just make sure that you give it a couple more seconds to cook and to coat the tofu. Give it a final taste, and it's ready. Look at that color. Now, to finish off, sprinkle on some of the chopped chives or green onions, whatever you have. Simple, healthy, and delicious. I hope you will give this recipe a try. Until next time, bye!